In this video, I'm going to go over 8 tips that will help your lawnmower last for many years worry-free without having to worry about paying for a bunch of high maintenance bills if you didn't do something and it breaks down, or maybe you're a big thing on these new tractors, they definitely don't make the mower decks like they used to, so they rust out way quicker. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and please leave a comment down below at the end after watching this. First, a couple safety tips that I'm going to go over. I like to do that in the beginning of most of my videos. When you're mowing your grass, you should always wear hearing protection or you'll end up half deaf like I am. And if you're going to get up under your mower deck where your blades are at, you may want to unhook your spark plug. In this John Deere, the spark plug's up front here. You should be able to just pull that right off and that will unplug. Real simple. Now if you have a different kind of lawn tractor, you should be able to unplug the spark plug also. All right, and these 8 tips that I'm going over, some of the tips will be something that you should probably do every time you mow, and some of the tips may only be a couple times a year. So I'll try to make sure I let you know what one I would think you should do every time and something that you should do at least once or twice a year. Now, that depends on how much lawn you're going to mow. If you're only mowing like a half an acre like I mow, a lot of these things I only do once, maybe twice a year. On this John Deere lawn tractor, if I forget to say it throughout the video, my lawn tractor has a little thing right here that's on the hood that tells you how often you got to do everything, like change the engine oil, replace air filter. It says all this stuff. Every 25 hours, every 50 hours, yearly, or every 100 hours, every 200 hours, and it tells you when to do all these things. Okay, first thing I do before I mow, check the oil. You pull your stick out, wipe it off, and make sure you put it all the way back in, tighten it up, and then take it out and check it. Now on this John Deere, you're going to have, there's 2 holes right here. That oil should be covering both them holes for it to be completely full. If your oil's a little low, I just put 5W30 in mine. So I try to do that every time. And make sure you change your oil at least once a year. Now, like I said, I only mow a half an acre here, so I change my oil once a year in my tractor. The manual says to change it every 50 hours. Now, if you look on your John Deere lawn tractor, it'll tell you right here how many hours you have. I also have a video on how I change the oil in this. I'll put links to that at the end of this, and you'll see it pop up here on the screen throughout the video of different links that I have of things I've done to this tractor. Another tip that I like to do with my lawn tractor and my push mowers and any other small engines I have is I like to use a 91 or a 93 octane, which would be like super gas. You have regular, plus, and you got super. 91 or 93 would be like a super. It costs a little more money, but as much as you use in this thing, it'll help your engine last a lot longer. So use 91 octane, and then I also put a little bit of seafoam in my gas. Now it says to put 1 ounce per gallon. Now I only do that if the gas is going to be sitting all winter. I'll put 1 ounce per gallon in here, and then it seems to work a lot better than the stable. Now I saved my stable container. This is what my I had stable that I used to put in my gas to help it last all winter, and I ran out and I saved that and I put my seafoam in here, which makes it nice so I can measure this out. Now throughout the mowing season, I might cut that in half and maybe only put a half of an ounce of seafoam per gallon throughout the mowing season. And that'll help with some of the ethanol and all that crap that they like to put in this fuel. That's another thing. If you can get gas that has zero ethanol in it, that would help you a lot with these lawn mowers, any of these carbureted machines. A lot of this stuff I'm going to put down in the description. I'll put some of this down in the description too. It seems like it's a pretty good price on Amazon. All right, my next tip is to regularly maybe check your air filter. Now you don't have to probably do this every time, but that'll say also here on the hood how often to check your air filter. So if your air filter on this John Deere is right under here, which mine looks like, I should maybe get me a new air filter. It's starting to get a little dirty. So check this, real easy. I'll put some of this stuff down too. There's a nice little kit on Amazon you can buy that comes with a filter, an oil filter, a fuel filter, oil, I think a new spark plug. I'm going to put that whole kit down in the description. So make sure you check that once in a while. Like I said, maybe check your manual just to see what your manual says. Or if you have the exact John Deere like I have, it says it right here on the hood. So my next tip is to check your spark plug. I suggest if you're only mowing around a half an acre, maybe change your spark plug every 2 to 3 years. I'm sure it says they do that more often in the manual, but so your spark plug's right here. Right here. Spark plug is right down here. Can you see it?
It's good or something.
Right there's your spark plug. My next tip for your John Deere, or even if you have a different lawnmower, would be to check your air pressure every once in a while, maybe every couple months. You don't have to do this every time, but check that. And I know on my John Deere, it says the air pressure, it says on the tires is what I can put in it. Now, you might want to check your manual for that. It says 10 PSI on these back tires for my D110 that I have. And I think the front tires are a little bit different. There. My front tires are 14 PSI. If your tires start to get old and start to crack, I would suggest getting new tires, or you're going to be putting air in them all the time. If you're liking this video so far, please hit that thumbs up button. That really helps me out. My next tip is ensure you keep your lawnmower greased. At least once a year, I like to grease all the fittings on my lawnmower. I have a video also for that you'll see pop up here in the screen, and I'll try to put something at the end of this video so you can click on that if you've never greased your John Deere. My next tip is make sure the deck of your lawnmower or lawn tractor is level. Now that's not really going to help it last real long, but it's nice to keep it level. Keep your blades sharp. That may help your lawnmower last longer, to keep your blades sharp, because if you have dull blades, it's going to be a lot harder on your lawnmower. So keep your blades sharp, and I have a video on how to sharpen the blades and how to level this deck also. Another tip I got is mow your lawn at 3 inches. You don't need to mow your lawn at 2 inches or an inch thinking you're going to save yourself any time, because an inch or 2 inches is a lot harder on your lawnmower, and you're just going to get a lot more weeds. You might start hitting stuff with your lawnmower, so that's going to be rough on it. And if you mow it an inch and it grows an inch, and you mow it again, you still got to mow it an inch. My John Deere, if you leveled your deck like I showed you in the video, if you set this on 3, you should be mowing your lawn at a rate around 3 inches. Maybe if it's real hot out and real dry out, I might even mow it longer than that. Maybe 3 1/4 inches. That way my lawn doesn't die. All right, another tip after every mow, I like to blow the top of my deck off and either use my hose on the washport and clean under my deck, or maybe every few mows I might actually get up under my deck and scrape it out. If you leave all that grass up under your deck is going to rust out way quicker than if you would clean it out every time. So I like to just blow this off. When I'm blowing that out, I like to try to blow in here, because grass will start building up inside there. So if you do this every time, it won't start building up. And inside here, and it'll come out here. Keeps it nice and clean. The washport on these things is not perfect, but if you do this every time, it would really help keep that deck clean up under there before the grass dries on up under there. This is your thing that comes with the John Deere. Should be on there like that. You just pull up on it and that pulls right off. And twist that on your hose. And then put it on there. Now I'm going to turn on my hose, start my tractor, and let it run for like about 3 minutes. But you got to put your deck all the way down. Here, I'll show you. Watch. All right, now I'm going to show you how good this washport does. If you do that every time, it would really help. And it definitely gets rid of all the big clumps under there. Okay, this is how good it does or doesn't do. It does clean some of that stuff off. There's not any really big clumps. That would help. But then if you get under here every so often and just use the scraper, see, you can scrape some of this stuff off. That would really help. Get some of these big clumps off. Now this is where I said you should take off your spark plug, which I already did. These big clumps under here will start rusting up. A little easier when it's actually dry, I think, but. All right, I hope some of this stuff in the video helped you out. And if you like these ramps that I have a video on how I built them ramps. So please hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment, and give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much, and God bless.